Hey, what's up, guys? This is King Mateus 5 here. So I made another YouTube video just a moment ago. It may arrive here. It may arrive on YouTube just before this one, and that's Democrats who could challenge Trump in 2020. Now I'm gonna say Republicans who could challenge Trump in 2020. So barely any Republicans have actually expressed interest in running. Donald Trump is the only major one who says he's gonna run. All the other ones are just they may run. So John Kasich said he won't run. It's actually kind of surprising. Well, he didn't run. He didn't actually say that. He said that the chances are very small of him running. Like it's very unlikely. That's what he said. I watched a quick interview. So I'm gonna list I'm gonna include John Kasich in this because there's still that tiny chance that he may run. So yeah, let me list. So I'm not gonna include Trump in this, although he's most likely gonna actually win the nomination if I'm honest. But these are people who may challenge him the most. So number one is Mitt Romney. Yeah, he may run. So he was a Republican. In case we don't know, he was a Republican candidate in 2012 who ran against Barack Obama. He was a tough candidate. You know what I mean? He still got kind of beaten in a landslide by Obama, but it was way closer to John McCain. So this guy is so he was a competitive candidate. He pretty much made a whole speech about how Trump is a bad person. Yeah, seriously. He just went on stage and said that. So that could mean that he could challenge. This was old in 2016 in March, during the presidential race. So he could challenge Trump in 2016. He hasn't expressed interest or anything. Sorry, I had to yawn. So he's most likely. So that would be the third time he'd run. So the next most likely is probably Ted Cruz. Because Ted Cruz, he's like a less no. Ted Cruz has some basic Republican ideals. You want to have more military spending. You want to defeat ISIS, right? You want to focus on that. Just basic things like that, right? So yeah, he could be the second most. He could appeal to the Hispanic population. He could expand his his popularity more than 2016, but Joe Biden. I mean, Mitt Romney on this list is kind of far ahead of everybody else. You know what I mean? They're all kind of lagging behind. There's some serious competitors, but Mitt Romney's way more of a competitor. So next, this is probably Marco Rubio. So he just recently got put on a list of who may run. So Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz. Well, no, just Marco Rubio. So Marco Rubio is like a less extreme version of Donald Trump, right? And many Republicans like that. They want somebody who's less extreme, right? Because he says we want to make America first in the world. We don't want them to be like the rest of the countries. We want them to be first. He's pretty much like Trump, except he's not racist and he's not a nationalist. It's just simply because of that. And also he could appeal to the Hispanic population. So next is probably oh, it's recording. Probably Jeff Flake. Jeff Flake, he may run 2020. He's a strong candidate, right? I mean, if it depends. If he runs, he'll be unsuccessful, and he'll make Ted Cruz unsuccessful because Ted Cruz and Jeff Flake, they both have high popularity in the same states, so they could really split up the vote and make each other unpopular. But Jeff Flake is a strong candidate. So next is probably Carly Fiorina, and from Carly Fiorina and down, I don't see like any chance of winning, really. Um, yeah, because sorry, to be honest, she would not. I don't think she'd do very. She would not do well against Trump. She was okay in 2016. She was actually successful, right? I'll give her that, but mostly okay. So she doesn't have any experience in politics. So she's into business, though many Republicans like that. That's kind of the only reason she wouldn't be so strong. Besides that, so let's say that we include Jeb Bush and John Kasich, who said they weren't going to run. So if I were to include John Kasich, I think I'd put him after Marco Rubio. But Jeff Flake is after him, but he'd still be very strong. So, the reason because of John Kasich is that, so look, people like Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio, and John Kasich would do actually well in the race because John Kasich, he's a very moderate Republican, and many Republicans think that Trump is an extremist. So John Kasich is their perfect shot, a moderate Republican who can bring the Republican Party back. That's the main reason. He could take back many states that are for moderate Republicans, liberal Republicans, pretty much. And so if we include Jeb Bush, I think he'd narrowly be right after John Kasich. So it's because of this reason that Jeb Bush, it's similar to Marco Rubio. Jeb Bush is like a less extreme version of Donald Trump. He wants to make America first in the world, leader of the free world, but it's also not a racist and a nationalist. That's another reason. So it could be Trump, Romney, Cruz, Rubio, Kasich, and Jeb Bush. So those are like the 6 major ones. So Jeb Bush, he would have been better than John Kasich because he is kind of a strong candidate. He would have been better than him, but it's just in this case, John Kasich could do better because of the whole moderate Republican thing. So yeah, next would be Jeff Flake and then Carly Fiorina. Those are all the main ones. Oh, and then there's Steve Bannon. I didn't even know if I should include him in this list. Like I'm serious. He wouldn't make it far. He doesn't have any more, really wealthy backers. He definitely wouldn't do well. And actually I'm not gonna include him because he said he wouldn't run if Trump is running. So let's take him out. So Ben Sasse I think would actually be after Carly Fiorina. Very narrowly because he isn't well known. He's kind of weak, but I see them all winning states. All these candidates except for Steve Bannon. I see all these people winning states. So Ben Sasse, Jeff Flake, and Ted Cruz, they would probably be kind of unpopular. And it would be probably unpopular, and people like John Kasich and Marco Rubio and maybe Jeb Bush could kind of crawl over and maybe go behind Romney. And if that did happen, then I'd see first. If that did happen, then because the vote splitting, I'd see Marco Rubio after Mitt Romney, so he'd be third. Then would be John Kasich, and then Jeb Bush. Yeah. So it'd be like it'd be like that. Because all three of them are actually very strong candidates. So anyway, the reason why Jeff Flake, and Ted Cruz and Ben Sasse would most likely not do well is because they're popular in the same state, so they could really do some bad vote splitting. And other people like John Kasich and Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush could crawl up. And so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And bye.